As you're all aware, we're currently experiencing a worldwide pandemic, and I, like a lot of you, can't get out there and do anything. I am not a nurse, I am not a respiratory therapist, I'm not a doctor. I can't go out into the hospitals and do the heavy lifting. So I'm trying to think of some way I can contribute. I found that there are a whole bunch of 3D printers out there, people making face shields, so I decided to give it a shot and see if I can help out. In this video, I'll talk to you about the design process that I went through to get where I am now. I need to stress that 99% of the design was done by someone else. I just found the file online and tweaked it, but just shows that if I can do this, you can do it, help out in some way. Even if you don't have a 3D printer, you can still check on an elderly neighbor, help out family, help out individuals who have underlying conditions that these can affect more. If you're young and healthy, do what you can to help people who aren't. So hopefully in this video you'll learn something. Thank you very much for watching, and let's take a look about how I went about the design process. Okay, I'm in a different part of my shop, so I was able to take off my mask so I can talk to you better. So let's talk about the design process and how I got to where I am today. So first off, let's start with the people who should be given the most credit for this. This is made by Prusa. So Prusa is a 3D printer company in the Czech Republic, and they're the ones who came up with this design. And I downloaded this for free off of their website. And they made this with help from the Czech Republic Minister of Health, I think. So they went through a lot of design iterations for this. So I can't really improve upon this too terribly much. There were a couple issues that I ran into with using the file that Prusa provides. One is it uses button elastic. So there are a lot of good people in this world right now making masks for people in the healthcare field, and because of that, you can't find elastic. And button elastic is one of the kinds that you can't find. So these anchors at the side are kind of useless as of right now. The other issue I ran into is these 4 points. So ideally, what you do is you take a piece of transparency film. So this is what they used to use back in the day with projector screens. So you'd write on these with different dry erase markers, and then the teacher would put it on the projector and you'd see it on the screen, and everybody would furiously copy down what was ever there. That's what these are. In Europe, they have a 4-hole punch, whereas in the United States we have a 3. So I ran into an issue where I'd have to custom punch all of these holes. I wouldn't just be able to use a 3-hole punch to put these on, and that was just going to take too much time. So this, while a great design, isn't going to quite work for what I needed. The next iteration, I again downloaded from the Prusa website. Somebody took the Prusa model here and updated it to work on a standard US 3-hole punch. And as you can see here, it works great. The shield's nice and tight. There were a few issues that I ran into with this. The first one is, what you don't see here is Prusa also developed what they call a chin. It's a 3D printed part here, and it adds rigidity to the face shield. I'm using a 3D printer that's not super well calibrated, so I could not get the chin to fit on there very well, and it was taking way too much time, and I didn't think it was worth the effort. So the face shield's a little bit floppy. The next issue I didn't like is the sides of this are hanging off. And I just thought, one, it looked a little bit not as nice, but then two, if you pin these sides down, it actually adds rigidity to the face shield. So if I was able to find a way to pin these down better, it would add rigidity to the face shield, and so I wouldn't have to install this chin. So I took this design, again, and I apologize, I don't know who did the redesign of the Prusa design, but I found it on the Prusa website. Kudos to them, whoever you were. I apologize, I don't know who you were. But then I took their design and I tweaked it a little bit to work how I wanted it to work. So again, it works with the 3-hole punch now, and the only thing I did on the sides, I added these wings. I don't know if you can see that very well, and that actually pins the sides of the transparency down. And that adds a lot of rigidity to the face shield. And I'm not going to give this face shield out because I'm obviously talking at it and touching it and everything. This is just for me, I guess, if I ever need one. So that's this. The next issue I ran into was there's no button elastic. What am I going to do to secure these to people's heads? So I found paracord. They've got paracord that's stretchy. It's basically bungee cord. And that would work, but the problem is, how are you going to attach it to these anchors? Now, let me say that I wanted to leave these anchors in case in the future I can find some button elastic to work with this. I think it would work really good. Or if somebody has something else they want to tie to it, these anchors would be really easy to tie loops of string to. So I wanted to leave those. So I designed these 3D printed parts, which slide directly over these anchors, and if you twist them, they lock them in place. So you can do that on both sides. And now your elastic is good and in there. And then this just allows the elastic paracord to just feed through, and then you can adjust the length you need to work for each individual. So this is the iterations of the face mask I went through. I've currently got roughly 20 of these made, and I don't think these will be used in hospitals. That's not really my intent. I mean, if they are, great, but I don't think they're really made to do that. These are not, hospital grade items. Hopefully these can be used by people not working with COVID patients, so that the higher end gear can go to people working with COVID patients. Also, maybe first responders might want these. I'm talking to the local doctor's office, and they seem really excited about getting some of these. So I printed off 20-ish right now. I'm going to give them out. If the doctors like them, or if I find somebody else who wants more, I'll print more. But yeah, that's kind of my current design. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section. Thank you for watching. We'll get through this if we work together, people. So good luck, stay safe. Thank you very much.